thumbs down? Do you know them?
Because they, just like Jennifer Lopez, they're out to exploit their sexuality, and they look. They don't look good.
Wait, what are you saying?
Yeah, I'm interested.
Certain celebrities, specifically Jennifer Lopez.
What? We can't talk about them. I'm talking about these two. They came out and you gave her the thumbs down.
Well,
do you know her? Are you familiar with her?
You can say Pink.
Well, this is a talk show, so
I'm just curious. Are you familiar with them?
I don't think she looks good. Pink hair, is it? Or what is it?
Okay, you just have issues. Okay, you have issues. Have you ever heard her sing? Have you ever heard her voice?
I'm not criticizing her singing voice.
Exactly. So if you don't even know about her, how dare you criticize her at all? You're a stereotypical person. Okay, now.
I don't think so.
Pink, since he's bringing you up in such a way, do you think that, you know, how women dress in music videos, or Donnell, to you for that matter, do you think that the way women dress in videos or the way guys act towards women in videos has an effect? Honestly, does it have an effect on the way men treat women? Do you think?
Hip-hop, pop, whatever culture is what's molding our children, basically. It's showing them the whole bling-bling thing, whatever, is showing them that you should go out there and get money. It's putting a lot of bad, negative, and positive things out there. But if you listen to my lyrics, that's exacally what I'm talking about. Most girls. I'm not most girls. Excuse me while I'm talking. I'm not. What I'm saying is.
You ain't said nothing.
Buddy, for real. Don't be rude like that.
I don't really have to say anything directly to him because he's putting his own foot in his mouth for himself. I don't have to do it for him.
You don't.
I mean, you basically came out here and showed how intelligent you were when you spoke your first words. But what I'm saying is, the message that I'm putting forth is, most girls want a man, the way it is today, most girls want a man with the money, with the cars, with the thing. What I'm saying is, I'm not most girls. And whatever girls listen to what I'm saying in my songs are going to hopefully listen and be able to relate to me. I'm telling them, don't be most girls. Care about how a man treats you and not what he can give you, because you can get it for yourself. Now, I haven't even touched on what you said. For me to come out here as a human being, it shouldn't matter whether my skin is green.
I agree with that.
Okay,
no
well,
problem
let me
there.
finish. Well, you obviously don't because you
the topic is the way women dress.
But you criticize her hair being pink. I mean, what is that about?
I don't think it looks good.
So what? Who's asking you? Well, that's not what the discussion is about.
You barely got any hair.
Where did we get this figure?
That's irrelevant.
Look,
that's irrelevant.
I didn't come out here to insult anybody. I didn't come out here to try to make anybody
you shouldn't be insulted either.
All I'm saying is
that... Well, try to have an intelligent conversation then. The topic is about...
Where did he come from?
Get him right. Hey, don't come
I didn't find this guy, but this guy is about to be gone. Listen, we're not going to get disrespectful to each other because that's not what the show is about.
Okay.
If you want to be disrespectful, you're going to have to leave, for real.
Right,
otherwise, let's sit here and have a civilized conversation. There's no need to insult each other, all right? Alan, you're fine.
Thank you. I'd like to speak to...
But let me ask Donnell really quickly.
Sorry.
In a lot of music videos, you see men gawking at women, or you see women, dressed really, nothing. We know how it is. Do you think that affects people's... Do you think that affects the minds of young people out here? Or what kind of message do you think it does send?
I think it does, but they have to realize that this is acting. It's no different from a person in a movie. Actress or actress acting in a movie. We're just trying to, sell records. That's what we do. But the values, they start at home. That's where it should start,
Yes.
So do you think you guys are influenced by seeing videos? Do you guys look at videos and say, I want to look like that? Where do you...
I know it's acting. I dress like this because I'm comfortable dressing like this. I don't do it for attention. I don't do it to
Do you do it for attention, Ashley? You like the attention, don't you?
Because, believe it or not, if I go outside in my pajamas, I wear pajamas, big baggy pajamas, I get attention from anybody. It does not what you have on. Because like in the Central Park, the girls, it wasn't what they had on. Those guys wanted to see what was under their clothes, not what was over. Not, they could have went out there big grandmother dresses, big mama dresses. Then them boys would have still snatched it off to see what was under there. And like I'm saying, if he was to be walking through Central Park, that day, I bet you none of those guys would have touched her because they had enough respect for her because she's big or whatever. They would have enough respect. The whole thing is respect.
I'm going to take a break. Up next, two women who say they were assaulted during the summer's Puerto Rican Day Parade here in New York. They say their outfits did not give men the right to touch them. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, these next two guests experienced something this summer that no woman deserves, no matter what she's wearing. Please welcome Josina Lawrence and Ashana Cover to the show, you guys. Now, they say they were sexually assaulted this summer, and for some reason, people are blaming them for the attack because of what they were wearing. Seated next to them is their attorney, Sanford Rubenstein, because you just can't go anywhere without your attorney these days. Welcome to the show, you guys. Josina, tell us what happened.
Well, as everybody knows, we went to Central Park after the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Me and Ashana, we were walking, and all of a sudden, a group of guys, 25, maybe 30 guys, surrounded us. They began first spraying water on her with a water gun, and then somebody else doused her over the head with a water bottle. At that point, I felt myself being sprayed with a water gun on my back, so I turned around.
So you guys were just walking?
We were just walking through the park, just casually walking, talking to each other, but that's it. And I felt myself being sprayed with water, and that's when I turned around. And when I turned around, I would not see Ashana for a good few minutes because the crowd would just come and start attacking, and I couldn't find her. So I'm yelling for her, calling her name out. At that point, I'm getting my top ripped. They the elastic part that I had at the top, it was a halter top. They took that part loose, so my shirt's hanging down. They were grabbing, putting their hands up my shorts, and I'm yelling for Ashana, and she's nowhere in sight. So I finally fight my way out of the crowd. And when I fight my way out of the crowd, I look around, and I don't see Ashana. I don't see any cops. So the only thing I can do is to go to a crowd where I thought that Ashana might be to see if I could find her.
Where were you at that time? Do you know? I mean, what was happening to you at the time when this was happening to her?
We wasn't too far apart from each other, like maybe 5 feet away from each other, I don't know.
Wow.
But I couldn't see her because there was so many people around me. I couldn't see anything, just bodies and hands all over her. And at that point, I was knocked to the ground and I was being held down, and they were trying to get into my shorts. They ripped the crotch to my shorts. So
this is just a bunch of guys just brushed off, but no. Oh, man.
Well, one of the things that has to be acknowledged by the country is that not only what happened was wrong, but these young men are being prosecuted and may very well go to jail for long jail terms. And long jail terms are what they deserve.
This is the reality of it, you know what I mean? So what do you think about that? I mean, I don't see the right or reason for any of that.
It's horrendous. However, when a woman goes out to a place like after a Puerto Rican Day Parade or another public venue where there's going to be hundreds, possibly thousands of people, these women need to dress a certain way, I think, to downplay their exposure, because then if they get more exposure...
Ashana, what do you say to him who say things like this? And Sonny?
First of all, a man does not dictate to me. I am an adult. I am 21 years old. A man does not dictate to me when I am and when I'm going to wear it. I do not dress this way when I go to work. I do not dress this way when I go to school. It was a day, it was 94 degrees outside, it was hot, it was a Puerto Rican Day parade. Yes. Kids attend parades. So if you're saying that it's dangerous for me to dress a certain way, then it should be dangerous for kids to even attend.
The way young women dress is no excuse for criminal sexual attacks.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely.
How you fine, boy?
Ashana is my niece. This is my family up
That's
here.
what it is. I was about to say.
What they did to these girls was horrendous, okay? It doesn't matter what you have on. It's just the fact that these men were out of control. I believe that everyone should be held accountable for their actions. The guys who did it, the police who didn't help, and people like these people who keep saying that it's their fault for what they're wearing. It's nobody's fault for what you're wearing. They were butt naked. They shouldn't have been attacked. They shouldn't have been thrown down to the ground, clothes ripped off. There's more to this than you're hearing. You know, there's way more to this. You know,
Thank you.
I'm sorry. It's been public. I mean, if you study criminality, the bottom line is in a crowd, people act differently in a crowd than in a one-on-one relationship or a two-on-one relationship.
But none
and
of
it
it
doesn't
is
condone
right.
their behavior. What these men did was wrong.
Okay, so leave it there.
That's the bottom line.
But you're saying what these men did was wrong, but if they,
What
you
I'm
can't
saying,
have it
there's
both
no
ways,
buts.
Alan.
There's no buts about it. What the men did was wrong.
Okay, so
but
then
if I
leave
had a
it right
daughter
there.
at this age, I would try to be as responsible as possible
At 21.
and limit.
At 21 years old.
I'm 21.
Let me ask
What are you going to
question.
limit? You can't limit
I
anything.
live by
She's grown.
myself. So therefore, I have no parent telling me what I can wear and what I cannot
I
wear.
believe you can
I
wear
go to
whatever
work,
you want. It was
I do
94
whatever
degrees.
I have to do to do
It was
what I have to
94
do.
degrees. You said it was hot out. I
Yes.
understand what happened. I'm not saying you're responsible for their actions.
But
But
you're
I would
saying they
minimize the
encouraged it.
exposure to entice these men.
First of all, we wasn't even dressed. We wasn't even
Absolutely
dressed
ridiculous.
like.
One comment and then I got to take a break.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You have a daughter.
I have a son.
Okay, well, if you had a daughter, if your daughter came home from a parade, from school, from choir practice, and said, Daddy, these men just touched me in a way that I know they shouldn't have, but your daughter is sitting there in a wife beater and some shorts, do you tell your daughter it's your fault?
No way.
That's what you get?
No.
That's
but I
what
would
you
try.
get? You get
Let me
what's
ask you a
coming to
question.
you?
If you had a daughter, wouldn't you want her to be in a certain
If I
outfit
had a
that
daughter,
would minimize
I'm
the
going to tell you,
exposure
I don't
in
know
a crowd?
because I'm not a mom, so
Why
I
should you
can't
have to
say.
minimize exposure? Why should it be necessary for women not to be able to dress as they wish on a hot summer day?
That's
Because of
right.
fear
I'll tell
that men are going to attack them.
Because,
Okay,
wait a
okay.
second, as a
Hang on, take it
responsible...
easy.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we got to take a break. We'll be right back.
As a responsible adult, you need to have a certain...
Okay, now, Donnell, you have daughters of your own.
Yes, I do.
And you're also in the music industry. You do videos.
Yeah.
Now, none of your videos that I've seen, I mean, to me, you pretty much a gentleman in all of those videos. Never seen nothing too just freak nasty, if we
Right.
could say something like that. But do you think, as a father of little girls, as well as someone who's in this business, that there's something that we should be doing differently in terms of the videos that we make or the images that we do project for, people that we kick our music out to?
To be honest with you, I don't think so because what we do is an art form and like I say, it's acting. I mean, so should a person change his movie because there's going to be, they have ratings for it, like if you go into an R-rated movie, kids can't see that. I mean, so I guess, to be honest with you, I just don't think that it should be changed. Like, I shouldn't change the way I think my video should go. I'm telling the story to the people. If you don't want your kid to watch it, turn the TV.
Now, what do you think when your daughters begin to get old enough? I'm not sure exactly how old they are, but when they begin to get old enough, to really start dressing as they choose and doing what they choose, do you think it's on your daughters to kind of like tone it down? Or do you think guys also need to be taught and trained? Because I think there's some guys in that video I saw that lacked some serious morals and home training. And I also saw an apathy among guys who had nothing to do with it. Nobody stepped in to do anything. Nobody helped. Nobody helped. Including the police. Exactly. So from what I read their article, and I was just like appalled by what they had to say. And this was like right after it happened. So do you think you would tell your daughters, hey, tone it down a little bit, or be careful?
Definitely. I would definitely tell my children to tone it down. I mean, no man wants to see that girls dressed up, like real sexy. That's just me being a father.
Right.
That's exactly my point.
But that's just him as a father.
Yeah,
I'm a father too, and I'm a concerned
she's
parent.
a mother.
Okay, now, as concerned parents, we have a certain responsibility to the public at large.
The main
Just like Darnell
reason
said.
why
But
I'm
at the
even
same
going
time, though,
through
I still feel like, just like the lady said, if a woman walks down the street naked, she shouldn't be touched. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely. But I think that if a woman walks down the street naked, revealing her assets, I think she's going to get more exposure than a woman who's clothed.
But see, but I don't think we're talking about, I think it's making sense.
I have a daughter
Why
too.
is it negative?
And I do not want her to have to worry about...
There's nothing negative about the human body. Why is it negative? Because men can't control themselves?
Exactly.
What?
Exactly.
You say.
One comment real quick.
I have
Been
one
waiting on
question.
show.
Why should a woman downplay herself to cover for immaturity of a man?
Okay, I'll tell you why. Because you can control yourself, correct? Yes. Can you control every single person in this audience? No. Exactly, and that's why it's an uncontrollable It's an uncontrollable avenue, and men cannot be controlled.
Why should I? That's like censorship. That's like why should?
That's why we have laws that people have to live in a society by laws, and the laws say you can't touch someone without their permission. It doesn't matter what they're wearing. You have the right to grab a woman without their permission. It's wrong. It's illegal. And young men are going to go to jail.
You were saying that's the reason why you came on here today, right?
Exactly. Basically, to
Which
send a
was what?
message, because I have a daughter and I have a little sister, and I don't want to have to worry about them going out. They should be able to have as much fun as they want. They should be able to wear whatever they want. Not saying that, I'm not justifying little girls wearing tight, skimpy clothes or whatever in their mother's house, because if their mother don't want them to do that, then they shouldn't do that. But once they get out on their own, they should be able to do what they want to do and have fun and not have to worry about no guy or female putting their hands on them.
We'll be right back. For appearing on our show today. They also both have albums in stores now, so go check those out. Thank you, all my panelists. God bless you guys. That's not right what happened to you. You didn't deserve it. And guys, get yourselves in check. That's a bit much. Take care. See you next time on Queen Latifah.